doing business. Courtney Garish is here with that story. Courtney?
Mike, we talked to 3 people, all with similar stories. They all claim this mechanic asked for money up front and then doesn't deliver. He promises great repairs at a great price.
He's very trustworthy. I trusted him.
But some former clients of this Milwaukee mechanic claim he doesn't live up to those promises.
He says, come back tomorrow, I'll give you the car. Next day the car's gone.
And they say he's ripping people off. You're out of the money.
Out of the money, yeah.
So why is this shady mechanic still posting ads on Craigslist and taking on new business?
I do see some evidence of something.
We'll talk to him in a minute. Kimberly Jennings is a single mother of 3. Her car needed work. A local shop quoted her $3,000 for the job. Could you afford that?
Oh, absolutely not. I was devastated.
So she jumped on Craigslist and found this ad. Ernesto Guel offering quality auto repairs at a great price.
He seemed like he was genuinely interested in my best interest and wanted to give me a good deal.
Kimberly says Guel looked at her car and quoted her $450 to do the work. He asked for money up front and promised to have it back the next day. So Kimberly gave him her car keys and $300.
That was the last time I saw him.
When she called to check on things, Guel was nowhere to be found. A day later, he contacted Kimberly, telling her the car was torn apart. He was working on it. Kimberly got suspicious and went looking for her car.
Turned on a side street just down the road from his house and found my car. Nothing had been done, no repairs, and if anything, he damaged it more than he fixed it.
Don't fall.
Edward Spencer has a similar story. His check engine light was on. He gave Guel $200 up front to repair the car.
I drove the car probably, 10 miles or so. Check engine light came back on.
He paid another $150 up front for a part. Spencer had to go looking for his car when Guel didn't return it on time.
Never got it. And I tried to call him, he would not answer my call.
He found the car in Guel's driveway. It was never repaired.
I was glad I found it, actually, because I thought it was, chopped up. Yeah, it wasn't like it was a really valuable car or anything like that, but it was so mine I needed it.
Rosie Malika needed a car to get to work. She was 16 at the time. Her dad agreed to buy a car if she raised half the money.
We bought her a decent car from Ernesto.
John Malika gave Guel half the money up front.
As soon as it was, paid for, it was gone.
Rosie never got her car and the money was gone. Malika took Guel to civil court and won, but claims he never saw a cent of the $3,500 owed him.
Why did he say he couldn't give you the car?
He said he didn't have a title for it. Clear title was somebody else's name.
I can't believe that people are actually out there that are actually going to take money from you like that.
Hi, Ernesto. Hi.
We wanted to surprise Ernesto Guel
I think it's too hot out of work.
and get some answers.
People have asked you to do work on their cars. They say you've taken their money and not done any work.
Okay, that's not true. And if they're not satisfied, or if they, take off, I can't complain it. So what am I supposed to do?
What about the civil court judgment for $3,500 that you
Oh,
owe?
I don't know what that. What are you talking about?
Really? Let's refresh his memory. Here are those court documents ordering Guel to pay John Malika $3,500.
Want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, can you run the camera?
You don't want to do this on camera? Guel did tell me off camera he spent the money and can't afford to pay anyone back.
There's a lot of ways that folks can try to scam you.
Kimberly went to West Milwaukee Police for help, but this case is civil, not criminal, which means it's up to the courts. The chief did offer this advice.
When they're asking for a couple, $200-300 up front and they haven't even looked at your car, that might be a little clue.
Kimberly knows she won't get her money back. It's a tough lesson learned.
I'm disappointed that he's gotten away with it and he thinks that he's above the law.
And of course, the same old advice applies here. Always do your research in these situations. So I checked Craigslist today. Ernesto Guel's ad is still posted.
Still on there. So what's the policy for removing these ads from Craigslist?
Well, the site will pull ads, but works with law enforcement first to, quote, determine the merits of these sorts of complaints. They obviously have to validate them.
So what's the name again?
Ernesto Guel.
A good name to remember.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Courtney.
The Milwaukee County
That's right, Ernesto. Don't mess with Kimberly Jennings.
Executive Scott